Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Easy English Conversation podcast.
I'm Emma.
And I'm James. It's wonderful to have you with us today. Whether you're listening on your way to work, taking a walk, relaxing at home, or practicing your English, we're really happy you're here.
Today's episode is one that I think almost everyone can relate to because we're talking about dreams. Not the dreams you have while you're sleeping, but the dreams you have for your life.
That's right. The goals you hope to achieve, the places you want to visit, the person you want to become, and maybe even the life you've always imagined for yourself.
The title of today's episode is, Are You Living Your Dreams?
It's a simple question, but it's surprisingly difficult to answer.
Honestly, if someone asked me that question a few years ago, I probably would have answered immediately.
Really?
Yeah,
I would have said, not yet.
but now.
I think I'd need a little more time before answering.
That's interesting. What changed?
Well, I think my definition of a dream has changed. When I was younger, I believed dreams had to be huge. You know, becoming famous, earning a lot of money, traveling to every country in the world.
Those are certainly popular dreams.
They are, and there's nothing wrong with them. But now I think dreams can also be much simpler.
Like what?
Waking up every morning excited about your day.
That's a good one.
Having enough time to enjoy life instead of constantly feeling rushed.
Absolutely.
Spending more time with family.
That's something many people wish they could do.
Being healthy.
Very important.
Having peace of mind.
Honestly, I think that's becoming one of the biggest dreams people have today.
I agree. Life feels so busy now.
It really does.
Everyone seems to be chasing something.
A promotion.
More money.
A better job.
A bigger house.
More followers on social media.
More success.
And sometimes while we're chasing all those things, we forget to ask ourselves one important question.
Am I actually happy?
Exactly.
That's such a simple question.
But many people avoid answering it
Why do you think that is?
because the answer can be uncomfortable.
How so?
Imagine someone spends 10 years working toward a career they thought would make them happy.
Okay,
Then one day, they finally achieve that goal.
Sounds great.
But instead of feeling fulfilled, they feel empty.
That happens more often than people think, doesn't it?
I believe so.
why?
Because sometimes we're so focused on reaching the destination that we never stop to ask whether it's actually the destination we wanted.
Wow.
We just keep moving because everyone else is moving.
That's true.
Think about it. When we're children, people often ask us, "What do you want to be when you grow up?"
I remember that question.
Me too.
My answer changed every few months.
Mine too.
One day I wanted to be a teacher,
Then an astronaut.
then a veterinarian.
I want to be a pilot for a while.
Really?
Oh yes. I thought flying airplanes would be the coolest job in the world.
What happened?
Well, I realized I wasn't very good at physics.
That's a pretty important subject if you want to become a pilot.
Exactly.
I think what's interesting is that children dream without limits.
That's a beautiful observation.
They don't spend much time thinking about what could go wrong.
They simply imagine.
Somewhere along the way, that changes.
It does.
As adults, we start asking very different questions.
Like,
What if I fail?
what if people laugh at me?
What if I'm not talented enough?
What if it's too late?
Those questions can stop someone before they even begin.
Exactly.
Do you think fear is the biggest reason people give up on their dreams?
Fear is definitely one of the biggest reasons, but I don't think it's the only one.
Really?
No, Sometimes people don't give up because they're afraid.
Then why?
Because life becomes busy.
That's true.
Responsibilities slowly begin to fill every hour of the day.
Work,
Bills,
Family.
appointments,
Deadlines.
and before you know it, weeks turn into months.
then months become years.
Exactly.
I once heard someone say, be careful that the life you're living isn't stopping you from living the life you really want.
I love that quote
Me too.
because it reminds us that being busy isn't always the same as making progress.
That's an interesting difference.
Imagine climbing a ladder as fast as you possibly can.
Okay,
You're working hard.
you're moving quickly.
You're making sacrifices.
Everything sounds positive so far.
Then, after years of climbing, you finally reach the top.
And then,
You realize the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall.
Wow.
That's exactly how some people describe their careers or even parts of their lives.
they worked incredibly hard.
But they were moving toward someone else's definition of success instead of their own.
You know, James, that makes me wonder about something.
What's that?
If so many people have dreams, and deep down they know what they really want, why do so many people never even take the very first step?
That's a great question, and I think there isn't just one answer. There are several reasons, but if I had to choose the biggest one, I'd probably say fear.
Fear again.
Yes, but this time I'm talking about a very specific kind of fear.
Which one?
The fear of uncertainty.
Uncertainty. That's a great word. Can you explain it?
Of course, uncertainty means not knowing what will happen in the future. Human beings naturally like certainty. We like plans. We like knowing what's coming next.
We want guarantees.
Exactly. If someone said, start this business today, and I promise you'll succeed in 3 years, millions of people would probably do it.
Absolutely.
But life doesn't work that way.
Unfortunately, no.
Every dream comes with uncertainty. You don't know exactly how long it will take. You don't know who you'll meet along the way. You don't know what challenges you'll face.
And I think that's what scares people.
It does. Our brains often prefer a situation that's familiar over one that's uncertain, even if the familiar situation isn't making us happy.
That's interesting.
Think about someone who's been working the same job for 10 years.
Okay.
They don't enjoy it anymore. Every Monday feels difficult. Every day feels exactly the same.
But they stay.
Because it's familiar.
Even if they're unhappy?
Even then,
Wow.
the unknown feels riskier than the uncomfortable life they're already living.
I guess we've all experienced that in one way or another.
I think so.
Maybe not just with jobs.
Exactly.
It could be learning a new language,
Starting a new hobby,
moving to another city,
meeting new people.
even speaking English for the first time with a native speaker.
That's a perfect example.
I know many English learners who understand almost everything they hear.
But they don't speak.
Right.
Do you know why?
They're afraid of making mistakes.
Exactly.
They worry that people will judge their pronunciation
Or their grammar.
or their vocabulary.
But here's something I've noticed after talking to people from all over the world.
Tell me.
Most native English speakers don't expect perfection.
Really?
Not at all. They're usually just happy that someone is making the effort to communicate.
That actually makes me feel better.
Think about it this way.
Okay,
If someone visited your country and tried speaking your language,
I'd appreciate the effort immediately.
even if they made mistakes,
Of course.
Would you laugh at them?
Never.
Most people feel exactly the same.
So maybe we're creating problems that don't really exist.
That's often the case.
Our imagination can be surprisingly powerful.
It certainly can.
Have you ever noticed that we usually imagine the worst possible outcome?
Yes,
We rarely imagine things going well.
that's true.
If we're invited to give a presentation,
We imagine forgetting everything.
if we apply for a new job,
We imagine being rejected.
if we start learning something new,
We imagine failing.
why is our brain like that?
Well, from an evolutionary perspective, humans developed this way to survive. Thousands of years ago, expecting danger helped keep people alive.
So our brains are trying to protect us.
Exactly.
But today, the danger is often something completely different.
Right. Sending an email isn't dangerous.
Speaking English isn't dangerous.
Starting a business isn't the same as facing a wild animal.
Yet our brain sometimes reacts as if it is.
That's why it's important to recognize the difference between real danger and imagined fear.
I like that distinction.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Have you ever delayed doing something because you want it to be perfect?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
More times than I'd like to admit.
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
I remember wanting to start a personal project.
What happened?
I kept telling myself, I'll start next week.
Then next week became next month.
Exactly.
And next month became next year.
That's exactly what happened.
Why didn't you start?
Because I thought I needed more time, more knowledge, and better skills.
Looking back now, do you think you actually needed those things?
Honestly,
Yes.
I probably just needed to begin.
That's one of the biggest lessons in life.
Action creates clarity.
I couldn't agree more.
We often think we need confidence before we act.
But very often, confidence comes after action.
That's such an important idea.
Think about learning to drive.
Nobody feels confident during their first lesson.
Exactly.
Or riding a bicycle.
Or swimming.
Or learning English.
In every case, confidence grows through experience.
Not before it.
Exactly.
So maybe the goal isn't to eliminate fear.
No.
Maybe it's to keep moving even when fear is sitting beside us.
I love the way you said that.
Because fear doesn't always disappear.
It doesn't.
But it also doesn't have to decide our future.
That's the key.
You know, hearing all this makes me think about another question.
Which one?
Let's imagine someone finally decides to chase their dream. They overcome their fear, they take that first step, and they start making progress.
Okay.
How do they know if they're actually chasing their own dream instead of someone else's?
That's one of the most important questions anyone can ask. Because sometimes people spend years working toward a goal, only to realize it was never really their dream.
How does that happen?
Well, from the time we're children, we're influenced by a lot of people.
Our parents,
Teachers,
Friends.
society.
social media.
Exactly. Every day we're surrounded by messages telling us what success is supposed to look like.
A high-paying job.
A luxury car,
A beautiful house.
expensive vacations,
A perfect relationship.
thousands or even millions of followers online.
It's almost like there's a checklist.
That's a good way to describe it.
And people start believing they have to complete every item on that checklist to be successful.
Right? But here's the problem.
What's that?
That checklist was created by society. It wasn't necessarily created by you.
That's such an interesting point.
Let me ask you something.
Sure.
If social media disappeared tomorrow,
Okay.
no Instagram, no TikTok, no YouTube, nothing.
That's hard to imagine.
It is.
But go on.
Would your biggest dream still be the same?
Hmm.
It's worth thinking about.
You know, I'm not actually sure.
And that's okay.
I think many of us would answer differently than we expect.
Exactly.
Without social media, maybe we'd care less about impressing other people.
And more about what genuinely makes us happy.
I like that.
Imagine two people.
Okay.
The first person becomes a lawyer because they truly enjoy solving problems and helping others.
Sounds like a great career choice.
It is.
And the second person?
They become a lawyer only because everyone told them it was prestigious.
Even though they don't enjoy it.
Exactly.
On the outside, both people look successful.
But on the inside, their experiences could be completely different.
One feels fulfilled.
The other feels trapped.
That's a huge difference.
It really is.
So, how can someone figure out what they truly want?
I think it starts with spending time alone.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting because many people are afraid of being alone.
There's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely.
Explain that.
Being alone simply means you're by yourself.
Okay.
Being lonely means you feel disconnected from others.
Those aren't the same thing.
Not all.
So, why is spending time alone important?
Because it's difficult to hear your own thoughts when the world is constantly making noise.
That's so true.
Think about an average day.
We wake up and check our phones.
Then emails,
Messages.
news,
Videos.
music,
Podcasts.
more notifications.
It's nonstop.
Exactly.
We're always consuming information.
But we rarely stop to ask ourselves simple questions.
Like what?
What do I actually enjoy?
What kind of life do I want?
What makes me feel excited?
What makes me lose track of time?
Those questions can reveal a lot about a person.
I've heard people say that if you could do something for free, you'd probably love doing it.
There's definitely some truth in that.
Of course, we all need money.
Absolutely.
We have responsibilities.
Bills don't disappear just because we have a dream.
I wish they did.
That would certainly make life easier.
It would.
But here's the good news.
Go on.
You don't always have to choose between your responsibilities and your dreams.
Really?
No.
I think some people believe they have to quit their job immediately to follow their passion.
That's a common misconception.
So, what would you recommend instead?
Start small,
We've talked about that before.
because it works.
Can you give an example?
Imagine someone dreams of becoming a writer.
Okay.
They don't have to quit their full-time job tomorrow.
That would be risky.
Instead, they could write for 30 minutes every evening.
1 page a day.
Exactly.
And after a year.
They might have completed an entire book.
That's incredible when you think about it.
Small efforts become remarkable over time.
The same applies to learning English.
Absolutely.
Imagine learning just 5 new words every day.
5 words doesn't sound like much.
But after 1 year,
That's more than 1,800 new words.
Wow.
Enough vocabulary to notice a huge improvement in your conversations.
that's encouraging.
It reminds us that progress isn't always dramatic.
Sometimes it's almost invisible,
Day by day, yes.
until one day you look back and realize how far you've come.
Exactly.
You know what I find fascinating?
What's that?
Most people are willing to wait years for big results.
But they become impatient after just 1 week of effort.
That's so true.
We live in a world where everything feels instant.
Instant message.
Instant delivery.
Instant entertainment.
And sometimes we expect instant success.
But real growth doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
It takes patience.
Consistency.
Time.
And perhaps most importantly,
What?
the willingness to keep going when you don't immediately see results.
I think that's one of the hardest parts.
I agree.
Because when progress is slow, it's easy to wonder if your effort is even making a difference.
Exactly.
And that makes me think about something else.
What's on your mind?
If staying consistent is so important, how do people keep going on the days when they don't feel motivated at all?
That's probably one of the most common questions people ask. Everyone wants to know how to stay motivated.
So, what's the answer?
Well, the answer might surprise some people.
I'm listening.
Stop relying on motivation.
Really?
Yes,
That sounds a little strange.
it does at first, but think about it. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions change all the time.
That's true.
Some mornings you wake up feeling excited.
You feel like you can accomplish anything.
Exactly. You have energy, confidence, and a positive attitude.
And then there are other mornings.
When you don't even want to get out of bed.
We've all had those days.
Absolutely.
So, if motivation comes and goes, what should we depend on instead?
Habits.
Habits?
Yes. Good habits are much more reliable than motivation.
Can you explain the difference?
Of course. Imagine brushing your teeth.
Okay.
Do you wake up every morning feeling incredibly motivated to brush your teeth?
Definitely not.
But you still do it.
Because it's part of my routine.
Exactly. You don't spend 10 minutes deciding whether you should brush your teeth today.
That's true.
It's automatic.
So you're saying our goals should become part of our daily routine.
Exactly.
Instead of asking, do I feel like studying English today?
Just study for 20 minutes because that's what you do every day.
I like that approach.
It removes the need to make a decision every single day.
And I guess making fewer decisions saves mental energy.
That's right. Our brains get tired after making lots of decisions.
I've heard that successful people often simplify their routines.
Many of them do.
Why?
Because they want to spend their energy on important decisions instead of small ones.
That makes sense.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Have you ever noticed how easy it is to spend hours scrolling on your phone without realizing it?
Oh, absolutely.
You tell yourself you're only going to check one message.
Then suddenly an hour has disappeared.
Exactly.
It's amazing how quickly time can pass.
Now, imagine spending just 30 of those minutes every day learning a new skill.
That would add up quickly.
Very quickly.
Let's do the math.
Sure.
30 minutes a day.
That's 3.5 hours every week.
Around 15 hours every month.
And more than 180 hours in a year.
Wow.
Imagine what you could accomplish with 180 hours of focused practice.
You could become much better at almost anything.
Exactly.
Learning English.
Playing the guitar.
Coding.
Drawing.
Photography.
Public speaking.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
But let's be honest.
Go ahead.
Building habits isn't easy in the beginning.
No, it isn't.
Why do so many people quit after just a few days?
Because they're looking for immediate results.
They expect to see huge improvements right away.
Exactly.
But progress is usually much slower than that.
At first, yes.
I remember planting a small tree in my backyard when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Every morning I'd go outside to see if it had grown.
And?
Most days it looked exactly the same.
That's a perfect example.
I started wondering if anything was happening.
But beneath the surface, the roots were growing.
Exactly.
I love that comparison because personal growth works the same way.
Sometimes you can't see your progress immediately.
But that doesn't mean progress isn't happening.
That's encouraging.
Think about learning English.
Okay.
During your first month, you might feel like you're forgetting words every day.
I felt that before.
But then, one day, you watch a movie and suddenly understand a sentence that you couldn't understand a few months earlier.
That's such a satisfying feeling.
It is.
Or someone speaks to you in English, and instead of translating everything in your head,
You simply understand.
those moments make all the hard work worth it.
Exactly.
You know what I've noticed?
What's that?
People often celebrate big achievements.
Getting a degree.
Buying a house.
Starting a business.
But they rarely celebrate small victories.
And that's a mistake.
Why?
Because small victories build momentum.
Momentum?
Yes, momentum is the force that keeps you moving forward.
So, if I study English every day for 1 week,
Celebrate it.
if I finish reading one book,
Celebrate it.
if I finally have my first conversation in English,
Definitely celebrate it.
even if I made mistakes?
Especially if you made mistakes.
Why especially?
Because making mistakes means you had the courage to try.
That's a beautiful way to look at it.
Progress deserves recognition.
I think people are often too hard on themselves.
I agree.
They focus on everything they haven't done yet.
Instead of appreciating everything they've already accomplished.
Exactly.
Imagine climbing a mountain.
Okay.
If you only look at the top, you'll probably feel exhausted.
Because it's still so far away.
But if you occasionally turn around and look at how far you've already climbed,
You'll realize you've made incredible progress.
that's why reflection is so important.
Looking back isn't always a bad thing.
Not when it reminds you how much you've grown.
I love that.
Me too.
You know, everything we've talked about today has been focused on our own choices and our own habits.
That's true.
But there's another factor that can completely change the direction of our lives.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The people we surround ourselves with.
Exactly. We often think success is only about talent or hard work, but the people around us can have a huge influence on the direction our lives take.
I've definitely experienced that.
Me too.
Have you ever met someone who made you believe you could do something you didn't think was possible?
Yes, and I think everyone should have at least one person like that in their life.
Why do you think that matters so much?
Because sometimes other people see our potential before we see it ourselves.
That's true.
They encourage us when we're doubting ourselves.
They remind us why we started.
And sometimes they simply listen.
You know, listening is such an underrated skill.
It really is.
Sometimes we don't need someone to solve our problems.
We just need someone who genuinely listens.
Exactly.
On the other hand, there are also people who constantly fill our minds with doubt.
The kind of people who always say, "That will never work."
or be realistic.
Or, you're wasting your time.
Now, to be fair, not everyone who says those things has bad intentions.
That's a good point.
Sometimes they're trying to protect us.
Because they don't want to see us get hurt.
Exactly.
But if we listen to every negative opinion,
We might never take a single risk.
and without taking risks, it's difficult to grow.
Growth almost always requires stepping outside your comfort zone.
That's another phrase people hear all the time.
Comfort zone.
Let's explain it.
Your comfort zone is the place where everything feels familiar and safe.
You know what to expect,
You don't feel much stress.
but you also don't experience much growth.
That's the trade-off.
So, growth begins where the comfort zone ends.
Exactly.
I remember the first time I recorded a podcast.
Were you nervous?
Extremely nervous.
What worried you the most?
Honestly, I thought people would notice every tiny mistake.
And did they?
Probably not.
That's something I've learned over the years.
What's that?
We notice our own mistakes far more than anyone else does.
That's so true.
Think about a conversation you had yesterday.
Okay.
Can you remember every small mistake the other person made?
No.
Exactly.
But I can remember my own mistakes.
That's because we're naturally more critical of ourselves.
Maybe we should be a little kinder to ourselves.
I couldn't agree more.
We've talked about dreams, fear, success, habits, patience, and the people around us.
And I think all of those ideas connect in one simple way.
How?
Dreams don't become reality because of one big decision.
They become reality because of hundreds of small decisions.
Exactly.
Choosing to learn instead of making excuses.
Choosing to try instead of waiting for the perfect moment.
Choosing to continue after making mistakes.
Choosing progress over perfection.
I love that phrase.
Me too.
You know, if someone listening today only remembers one thing from this entire conversation, what would you want it to be?
That's a difficult question.
Take your time.
I think I'd say this. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle.
I love that.
Every person has a different story,
A different background,
different opportunities,
different challenges.
so your journey will naturally look different too.
And that's perfectly okay.
Absolutely.
I think I'd choose a different message.
Really?
Yes.
What would yours be?
I'd tell people to stop waiting for the perfect time.
Because it doesn't exist?
Exactly.
I completely agree.
Whether your dream is learning English,
Starting a business,
writing a book,
traveling the world,
changing careers,
or simply becoming a happier person.
the best time to begin is the moment you decide to take that first step.
Because one small step today is worth more than 100 perfect plans that never become action.
You know, this conversation has reminded me of something.
What's that?
Dreams aren't just about the future.
That's interesting.
They're also about the person we're becoming along the way.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Every challenge teaches us something.
Every mistake makes us wiser,
Every success gives us confidence.
and every setback gives us experience.
When you put all those moments together,
They become your story.
and every story is unique.
Exactly.
So, if you're listening right now, we'd like to leave you with one final question.
Ask yourself,
If nothing was holding you back,
no fear,
no self-doubt,
no fear of failure.
what would you start today?
Whatever your answer is,
Don't let it remain just a dream.
turn it into a goal.
Turn that goal into a plan.
And turn that plan into small daily actions.
Because amazing things rarely happen all at once.
They happen one day,
One decision,
one habit.
and one step at a time.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We truly hope this conversation helped you improve your English and gave you something meaningful to think about.
Keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone.